really a lot to get to. We're going to jump right in with breaking news. This broke right before we went on the air. Mike Waltz. Mike Waltz is the first to go. That's right. It was sort of a musical chairs, the Trump term one of cabinet members coming and going. And Mike Waltz is the first one out. So if you bet on Mike Waltz as being the first cabinet member to get the axe, then you are the big winner today. And he was fired, apparently. He did not step down voluntarily. So Fox News has the breaking here.
Breaking news that happened in the commercial break. So what you're looking at photographs right now of Michael Waltz. He is the president's national security advisor, except for we just got news that he is going to be leaving the administration along with his deputy, Alex Wong. Of course, if you might remember the story of Signalgate. I don't know if that's for a particular reason, but there was some consternation among some people about Mike Waltz, who you might remember was a congressman. Green Beret, a long history and career in foreign policy, and I believe
gave up his seat in Congress to serve for 3 months in the Trump administration. Yes, now they got Randy Fine down there in his seat, right? That's the guy who took over for him. So there you go. There you go. Mike Waltz, other National Security Council staffers out in latest Trump purge following, Signal chat leak. Trump administration National Security Advisor Mike Waltz and other staffers are out at the National Security Council, sources confirmed to Fox News. Fox News confirmed Waltz and his deputy Alex Wong were fired Thursday. Sources said additional staffers removed from the office will likely be announced, and President Donald Trump is expected to speak publicly about the matter. We will likely not have that for this stream since this is breaking right before we went on the air. Trump held a meeting with members of his cabinet Wednesday following his 100th day back in office Tuesday, with Waltz attending the meeting. Following confirmation of Waltz's ouster, House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries told Fox News, "The National Security Advisor Waltz is out. He's the first. He certainly won't be the last." Wong served as Waltz's principal deputy national security advisor, who was detailed in the Signal chat leak as the staffer charged with pulling together a tiger team in Waltz's initial message sent to the Signal group chat in March, The Atlantic magazine reported at the time. Let's remember, he took responsibility for that, so we could have a fall guy situation on our hands. Here is a tweet at the time of him on the Laura Ingraham show, saying essentially he will take the flak for this.
He wasn't on my phone, and we're going to figure out how this happened.
So you don't know what staffer is responsible for this right now?
Well, look, a staffer wasn't responsible, and look, I take full responsibility. I built the group. My job is to make sure everything's coordinated.
But how did the number? I mean, I don't mean to be pedantic here, but how did the number?
Have you ever had somebody's contact that shows their name, and then you have somebody else's number there?
I never make those mistakes.
Right? You got somebody else's number on someone else's contact. So of course I didn't see this loser in the group. It looked like someone else. Now whether he did it deliberately or it happened in some other technical mean is something we're trying to figure out.
So there's a possibility that this could be about that, could be about him taking the fall for that instead of Hegseth. But interestingly, Michael Tracy, who is on this, he is on this whenever something like this happens. He tweeted this out really right before we went on. So close that I didn't even have time to make an exhibit, so we're going to screen share this. But Michael Tracy says, Mike Waltz was on Fox and Friends just a few hours ago before being fired. So this wasn't like, oh, he knew this was happening last night. He started the day assuming he had the job, it looks like. In the appearance, Waltz echoes Hegseth's threat to Iran posted last night and seems to suggest that Iran has walked away from the negotiating table. Curious, ... Let's take a listen.
All right, let's talk about what is going on with the Houthi rebels. We've been bombing them pretty consistently since the middle of March. You had 1,000 U.S. strikes on different targets. When are they going to start getting the message? And is the message really to Iran?
Well, you heard Secretary Hegseth that Iran needs to wake up. Iran needs to get the message that it can be a responsible country, that the president of the United States wants peace. He's ready to make a deal, and that it cannot have a nuclear weapon. Not only can it not have a nuclear weapon, it cannot provide funding, resources, missiles, and assistance to a terrorist organization that is attacking international shipping, attacking United States assets, shooting at our planes. Enough is enough. And the president's been loud and clear. Secretary Hegseth is putting his message out loud and clear. So we sincerely hope Iran receives that message. And again, our great ambassador Witkoff is waiting for them to come back to the table.
All right. Well, apparently Hegseth had some tough words for Iran last night. Like I said, this all just fell in our lap right before we went on. So forgive whatever incompleteness exists in this makeshift segment here to start the day. But from that, it looks like maybe talks with Iran are about to take a turn for the worse. Maybe the administration is concerned that a hawk like Waltz might advocate for a more bellicose response than the administration wants to engage in. That could be why. It could be regarding the Signalgate leaks. We just don't know at this point, but it is kind of curious that he started the day assuming he had the job when it looks like, talks with Iran may have taken a turn.
Yeah, in the ABC interview that Trump just did, he actually talks about having met with Hegseth, and he's not clear. The interviewer asks him if he took him to the woodshed. He doesn't frame. He's a very smart guy. He's a very talented guy, I think, and he's doing a great job. So, yeah, I mean, Trump seems to like Hegseth quite a lot. You never got the sense that he had quite as much of a personal stake in Waltz.
Right.
When all of Whiskey Leaks blew up again last week with the fired staffers, a lot of people attributed it to inside fighting between Waltz and Hegseth over Iran. We did a segment on that. I think that's BS, particularly given that other than, I forget his name right now, the one who did the Tucker interview. He's the only one who openly advocates for a less bellicose position on Iran. The other fired staffers, he himself says he has no idea what their politics are. So presumably anyone who would have forced them out, which Hegseth, at the end of the day, the buck stops there, right? He fired them. But according to the rumors, according to reading the tea leaves, Waltz was kind of the odd men out. According to the reporting, Hegseth, Gabbard, they are very skeptical of getting into a military engagement in Iran. And Waltz was skeptical of an action that Netanyahu wanted them to take, but it seems like that was because he didn't agree with the strategic makeup of the operation. But overall, he's the most hawkish on Iran, which, again, according to the reporting behind the scenes, he was kind of the odd man out on that.
Yeah, exactly. And if push is coming to shove with Iran and it's shit or get off the pot time, that may explain why he just ran out of road. At a certain point, you're either going to go along, or if you're a problem, you're going to have to go. And obviously Trump has much more personal loyalty to Hegseth than Waltz. Waltz is, yes, he was the odd man out. He's not in the crew, as they say.
Right. He's not in the club.
He's not in the club. He doesn't have the online following that Hegseth and Tulsi and RFK and all the, Kash Patel. I mean, Trump obviously pays attention to this stuff. And, those cabinet members have throngs of online supporters who will raise hell if he, fires them. So if it comes down to Hegseth or Waltz, Waltz is going to be the one to go. That could be for personal reasons. That could be for political reasons. It could be a mixture of both. We'll have to see what happens. I believe Saturday is when the Iran talks are set to continue. So we'll probably have a follow-up on this on Sunday when more information will be available.
And they may have also felt somebody's head had to roll over Signalgate.
Well, yeah, they couldn't just let that go, right, without somebody getting fired. Right. And so there you have it. But wow. What a brief career. Imagine giving up your... he's a fairly young guy. Imagine giving up your seat in Congress to go be national security advisor, and you don't even last 3 months. Barely last 3 months. First day of May, you're gone. Wow. That's a shame.
Please clap.